Hello, darlings. How are you doing? We are absolutely at the peak. Now I've got everybody dingly dangling. Yeah, we're right at the peak. So on the 23rd of November, I did a video, Mind the Jib Jab and Pass the 5G Gap, V for Pisces, 12th door. And this video was immediately banned in France, so I won't really go over, but ever since I did the V for Vendetta and explained VEGA, the flip-flop from the North Polaris, the Pic de Midi, to VEGA, Moe's Cow, then we had the Energy Awards event, the Looney Tunes, and we really are in, we're at the peak of the mountain. We've got to the highest points, and this is Jupiter's last chance to bring in the Joker. So just after I did that video, what do we have? We have the bringing out, which, because I don't follow any news, I don't see any of it, but we have this OMicRON. So is Olympic Marseille. That's the name. It's also all these gurus, these fake love and light. It's Major Tom. So this represents the MC. The MC is the solstice. It's the 10th door. It's Satan. Orion. We've got MC Orion. So this represents bringing up right now as the head of the snake is right here. Let's have a look on the coming up eclipse. So we've got the head of the snake right still in Orion, and this marks Orion is just in between Gemini and Taurus, and this is the peg in the leg. This is what we've been talking about for a very long time. I've been doing YouTube videos since 2018, and if you go back through all my videos, and I also have a few on Vimeo. Vimeo is very weird. It does all this. So I first spoke about Uranus's mirror, about the Joker, about the Tartuffe 3 years ago. And luckily, thanks to Lars, a lot of what I say is now in pictures. We have showed you the Green Man. We've showed you this passage. We've showed you that in order to find all for one and one for all, the 14 pieces of Osiris, the wheel opened and shut, and you can find that in my old videos. If you go to Victoria Cotton, you have to go through, because everything I've done, see, they don't show this last video I did. You have to click videos. They've hidden it. So it was a long time ago when I was doing videos on my own here, the hee-haw. That was when I was first discovering about how this Milky Way opens and shuts. And I've been talking about Orion. Here he is. This is Saint Martin de Tours. This is St. George, the Dragon Slayer, Rikki Tikki Tavi. And this is where the head of the snake is right now. So you see there, you've got the tail of the snake in Taurus. And as I say, in 9 years, the head of the snake will be in Scorpio. And that is the correct closing. And that will be in 2023. So that is the state of grace. That is the passage. But we've got these 9 years and this MC Orion, which is OMicRON. So I'm not going to be able to say this word again here. OMicRON is just MC. And that's why I've been talking about the French singer MC Sol R. That's Mars and Jupiter coming together. So we're going to have a look at what's going on, because this is absolutely the peak. And we're also going to be looking at a bit at Pluto. So since the last video, I was explaining we're at jour J, the French newspapers were telling us, and then 4 days after, OMicRON was announced worldwide. And there's so many videos out there and there's so much stuff. We'll be going to see through the post. I had my video banned. I've had my Victoria Cotton Facebook completely taken down for no reason. I don't post anything on there. I only post on Victoria LeBay and share. And it's just, they've just disabled the account completely. And things are, you know, have been getting hairy. The sun entered Scorpio probably on the very day they announced, on the 27th. So, let's see. I'm not sure. Oh, there we go. So the sun was actually right in between on the 27th, and it's been with Mercury. So this news coming from the claw of Scorpio. Scorpio is all that is true transformation. She is the true Isis. She is the eagle that rises again. The first opening of the Milky Way was here. And that was the Garden of Eden, as you know, when it was the eagle, Scorpio was the eagle that carried the snake of wisdom. And then we lost the wisdom when the sun fell under the horizon. We've done our 5 solar ages that began with Sagittarius, and we're finishing right now the 5 lunar ages. And this is why it's so important, this alchemical wedding that we should be doing to bring up our inner Hawaii 5-0. We've managed the balance between both, and we get through that heart gateway. But Pluto is just at the end of Sagittarius, and so he's still in the mutable fire. And something I'm going to be reading to you, but I noticed that Pluto was in Cetus, not even in the constellation of Pisces, for 56 years, which was all the main bulk of bringing in everything that is being prepared now, the Victorian Society. I will be reading to you and explaining to you that, and we'll have a look. But we're just looking right now where we are. So let's see where Pluto is right now. So here's Pluto still in Sagittarius. So this is really the energy that was accumulated in the unconscious collective in the beginning of the 1800s for 56 years, right up until the Titanic. I'm going to be showing you. And now Pluto is getting ready, and Jupiter has got this is his moment to get to the peak of the mountain. The North Polaris is here. So you see it's right in a direct line from where I live. And this is the Pic de Midi. Midi is the MC, got MC, AC, DC, and IC. So this OMicRON is the MC Orion. Everything we've explained, this is it. They're bringing up the Joker to put him in that midday, midi peak. We're at the peak, we're at the heights, and then we're going to start coming down. But we've got to get over and through the next 3 months. So I explained in my last video that Venus had been on NUNKI when I was doing that video, and NUNKI is directly under VEGA. So that's where we're being flipped to, Moscow, Moscow. And noon means midday. So again, we've got OMicRON, we've got MC Orion. So the head of the snake of the Milky Way is currently in Taurus. So They bring up Diana, the moon goddess, the huntress. This is normally the feminine axis, Taurus and Scorpio. And they're bringing up Merlin and Arthur up here to be the hunter, using Sagittarius as this feminine moon goddess, huntress, and killing Europe, Scorpio, in the process. So this moon key was what I was explaining the last time. So let's go from the 27th. So they gave us that information. We've got the Sun and Mercury. This is the sting. It's right on that claw. It's coming up to Antares. Antares is in the energy of Mars and Jupiter. So Mars and Jupiter is Martin, St. George. It's the snake killer. It's the slayer. So Hercules, however many times he tried to kill that snake, it just kept coming back, getting bigger and bigger. And this is very much the energy that if you attack others without facing your inner Scorpio, if you can't get through this narcissistic mirror that I always speak about and look at the reflection of Narcissus, and you know, that's the story of the princess and the frog. The frog comes up, she doesn't want to face it, she doesn't want her head, she doesn't want, he's got the ball, he's got the ball, which is the head. So between now and in 9 years, and especially this peak of this noonday, of this midi, as long as Pluto is still in Sagittarius, in this fire and ice that we're living, and this peg in the leg that they're trying to keep us stuck in, those who can't make the discernment, you know, we're living now, this has been prepared for so long. And we've got the Venus retrograde coming up. So we've got the eclipse on the 4th. So let's see that Jupiter is getting closer to Aquarius and Venus. So we're going to have, on the 4th at 5 in the morning, 5 o'clock something, 5:30 in the morning. I've got the eclipse here. 7:33, it's not at 7:33, it's at 5:29 UTC. So why is that there? So here it is at 5:29 on the 4th, and you see we have the head of the snake right on Algol, on Medusa. So as I explained in the last video, we had Mars retrograding in Pisces when they found Andromeda. I'm trying to say it right. Andromeda. Well, I always say Andromeda. So he did his retrograde in the true V for victory, where Chiron, this is another game of what they're telling us. This OMicRON, it's Chiron, it's Macron, the ruler of France, he's playing this role. It's you know, from Scotland is the true midline when Scorpio rises. Mac, MC is always the Mac. Mac is another word for the pimp. Macron, Chiron, which is simply the Chi-Rho, the completed Chi-Rho of the skull and bone, putting the sword in the stone, Pisces. So Chiron is finishing his journey from when he was discovered. He was officially discovered, the wounded healer. This is Orion. This is the 14 pieces of Osiris. He was discovered in 1977, the same year that they brought out Marianne Faithfull in Lucifer Rising. So Chiron is here, and we've got the head on Medusa, and we had last year, on the 26th of October 2020, Mars taking the power from Pisces and then giving it this October to Virgo to bring up the Me Too bully. And this yeah, let me just stop the dings. Right, so this is the eclipse, right just in Ophiuchus, the Joker, right in Omicron, right for the crowning. So it should be Scorpio that rises, and they've got a solar eclipse during a black moon with the ruler Mars in the home of Libra in detriment. So this is in the energy of Mars and Jupiter, and Venus, the ruler of Libra, in the home of the Joker himself. I don't know how to stop the ding-dangs. This is my problem. I have people contacting me all the time. So Venus is preparing to get ready for her retrograde on the 12-12-12-21, which is 333, which is at the bottom of the Deep Blue CCC. So this is really the tsunami rising, and this energy has been prepared with Pluto. So Pluto is conjunct Venus, and Venus is going to touch Pluto and then go retrogrades. And what I'm going to read you right now, if I can get rid of the ding-dangs, is something I wrote the other day. Pluto, the subconscious mind, was in Cetus, Moby Dick, Loch Ness Moonstar, the Leviathan from 1814 to 1870. That's a long time. You can go and do that on Stellarium yourself and see that. That's a very long time. I've never known Pluto to be so long. Almost the whole Victorian theosophical era of Aleister Crowley and the magicians that had the unconscious collective at their most vulnerable in the depths of ignorance. It was their time to create the golden fake dawn. So this solar eclipse is really the rising of the Joker. To kill her wild spirits, Pisces, of the Deep Blue CCC. So the date of Venus going retrograde conjunct Pluto is 12-12-21. That's CCC. Pluto normally spends around 20 years per constellation, didn't touch Pisces once, remained under the iceberg all that time in the unconscious collective for 56 years. Moby Dick, book written 1851, subconscious mind, fear of her. Pisces was born, your key out of here. Chiron is in Pisces to finish his cycle now, since being discovered in 1977. Then in 1871, the French legislative election elects the first legislature of the Third Republic. The Franco-Prussian War began 1817-1871 as Pluto moved into Taurus from 1871, 1894. 1894 is just 1984. So I started doing videos in 2018 when Venus was retrograde from Libra back to Virgo, which is what they want to rise this energy of La Marianne. Then for COVID, the first big lockdown in March 2020, we had Venus retrograde in Taurus around the eye of that bully of Orion, taking the energy of the female, bringing her up as the fake Libra, as this fake Venus gateway. This is not the true gateway yet. We've already been through it, but you know, they're tricking those who haven't done this awakening, and a lot of people are going to start waking up now. So you know, it's a pretty tricky place to find yourself if you're just beginning, but it's all in the power of being able to stay in the middle in your heart. And now Pluto is about, Venus is about to go retrograde in Sagittarius. So that really is the trio that they're looking for. Sagittarius taking Taurus, taking Virgo, the triple goddesses, and Capricorn, the wise old woman. Pluto will move into Capricorn, and she should merge with her fishtail, with the beast of when Pluto was going through Cetus, the Moby Dick, This is the female energy. This is the true 12th door passage. They are trying to bring us through 369. 9 is Sagittarius. So they're doing all this under VEGA with NUNKI. It is not the moon key. It's the midday noon key. So Pluto moved into Orion. So the constellation of Orion is known as OMicRON Orionis, 2 distinct star systems in the constellation of Orion. So you can go and look that up. OMicRON is part of Orion. So MC Orion. Dorian Gray was written in 1890 by Oscar Wilde. Dorian Gray, the jellyfish Medusa JFK cut to keep you framed in the diaphragm. So this is the splits. This is those that can have the access from below the belt to above the belt, and those who remain in the fear below the belt. And the sinking of the Titanic, 1914, was when Pluto was on the wand of Merlin, aka Merlion, still in Orion. And Pluto was still in Orion. Jupiter was in Ophiuchus, 13b sign Joker, as the sun moves there tomorrow. Jupiter rules Pisces, where the Sun, Mercury conjunct and Venus Moon conjunct, they were all there for the sinking of the Titanic, all in Jude Pete's home, are now being flipped to Jude Paul. Jupiter is Pisces, Jude Pete and Jude Paul. Pisces drowning. Pisces represents to drown, sinking, what we lose, to lose. They've just opened the last bit of the motorway from where I live to Toulouse. They've waited this time to finish that last 14 kilometers. It's 13 kilometers. They waited all this time because that is their B. That is their 13th. That is their crowning of MC Orion. Neptune enters Pisces illusion in 2023, last time since the Victorian era. Watch out, this is all their mental health awareness, because this is Looney Tunes time, sinking of the human consciousness into Pandora's live evil box. And of course, Pic de Nike at Hanging Rock was written in 1900 at Appleyard College, a girls' private school near the town of Woodend in Victoria, Australia. And it's all about Valentine's Day. So that was what I was talking about last week. I had my video block. I still am so technically incompetent that I just have no idea what the rules and the regulations are on YouTube. And until I find myself somebody who can really get me organized, I just don't understand what I've got to do and how to not get blocked all the time. So then I give the story. So, you know, if you go through all my old videos, I've been covering all this, everything leading us up to now, I've been covering. And there is the day of the Titanic, and there's Pluto right on that wand of Orion. And now Pluto is about to go into Capricorn. She is the true fishtail and the true nanny goat. This is the time of Mary Poppins. Pluto goes from Earth Virgo, the Rosemary Baby generation, into Capricorn. So this is the time that we should be rising our maturity, our inner truth. But they are bringing up in Asia Merlion. They've already put up that statue, and all this was prepared from that time. So we come back and we have a look, because this is just so enormous. I suggest, if you want to understand all this very simply in 20 minutes, Jodie Patry has done another brilliant video, and she's just incredible how she explains it in a very calm way. But I'm taking you through the kind of things that she won't be mentioning, which is also important, this NUNKI and this middle Venus retrograde from the beginning, since the 2017. So we've had the Virgo, Libra to Virgo, Taurus, and now we're going to have Venus retrograding in Sagittarius. and Jupiter. So the sun then enters into this 13th fake sign. With Mercury, we're going to have a blinding of the light for the eclipse as well. And then Venus is going to start on the 12/12/21, bottom of the Deep Blue CCC. So this is bringing up the evil eye. This is Sinbad the sailor, the SAIL LIER. This is, you know, the ultimate, can you stay cool? Because it's really, we're at the peak of that mountain. So we've then got Mercury entering. Jupiter is just on the borderline. So on the 14th, 14 pieces, he enters into Aquarius. And then Venus does her 40 days and 40 nights about, and that takes us up to New Year. So New Year is going to be, we're going to have that moon entering into Antares. So you can imagine after the eclipse, and Mars at home in Scorpio, conjunct to the tail of the snake. This is why that they've done that image of Europe in the shape of a scorpion on the tail. So this is really that tsunami energy, all those people who haven't made it through the mirror, through the dark, murky waters, who can't face, who don't know this language of the heavens. So there was another black moon, a new moon in Sagittarius. So, you know, he's really champing at the bit. And then Jupiter returns to where he began his retrograde on the true third eye. And this is really the time for people to be rising their inner eagle, to be rising to find their wings. We've been slowly working up to this, but it's also the time for those, you know, to bring in the worst of what they want to bring in so that Jupiter can crown himself. Is that? And then Mercury begins his retrogrades in Capricorn. So does that begin with the black moon? Yeah, it begins with the black moon in Sagittarius. As Venus is still going retrogrades, she's now stopped. She's stationary, and she's right stationary on, no, she's still going round. Yeah, she's still going round. She stops on NUNKI, again, the key, and she stops right on the sun, when the sun conjunct to the sun and Mercury. I mean, they could not have planned a better time to bring up the Joker. It's all part of this beautiful orchestra, and this is really the separation of the wheat from the tares, because a lot of people won't be able to cope with this energy. This is really bringing up the chaos that they need to bring in their fake hero. So, you know, it's going to take us all the way to Valentine's Day. And as Venus starts to go forwards, we're going to have for Valentine's Day the conjunction, and Mercury actually retrogrades to Sagittarius right under Altair. Altair is the fake phoenix. This is the summer triangle, the diving duck, D-Day, and this is known, if you go and read about Altair, I've covered it in all my old videos, and here's the loop. This is the loop, the loo, the wolf, and it is known for its rotating spinning. So we're really in the heights as Mercury retrogrades in detriment in Sagittarius. And for Valentine's Day, Mars and Venus conjunct with Mercury still retrograde, and the Sun about to go still in Capricorn. So that really is wowee stuff. Here we see the eclipse. We see the head of the snake in Taurus to bring up MC Orion, on Algol to bring up the energy of Medusa. We've got this square between Jupiter and Mars, and we've also got a square between Saturn and Uranus, which is very rare. That comes up every 10-11 years, and that's in Capricorn and Aries. So, you know, this is really your opportunity to overcome all fear. This is release. And we've got Mercury, Sun, and we've got this black moon, and we've got this, if you can heal your wounded healer in the beast of the unconscious collective in Pisces, with that grounding of Saturn at home, then you're going to be fine. And, all those unhealed people who just can't make the wisdom, who can't rise above these energies of V for Vendetta, of vengeance, they cannot make the V for Victory Pisces gateway through. Okay, we're going through posts. I still have Victoria LeBay. I think that's rather interesting. They got rid of my Victoria Cotton. Years and years of videos and pictures, VC, and they've kept my Le B, the 13th, the gateway through. So that's quite cool for the moment. The pop is when, so this, I like this, once you truly know everyone is a reflection of you, you will know that everything you do to others, you do to your soul, your own soul. Only you exist. Pisces is the soul, it's your feet. Got to get through Pisces. The pop is when you see through the hall of mirrors to know thy music. You are surrounded by your musical chart. The people, the experiences are all who you are. The everlasting pendulums activate the situations, the events. We all have a bass to treble, and that bass is coming because you deny the negative. She is the Loch Ness Moon Looney Tune star. Everything is in your wheel. You come here as many times as you need to until you get the individual and collective orchestra being played out. Your unconscious mind is the news, and the his stories, the fifth symphony is being given to you now as 5G, the fifth wave. You face the reality, pass through the 5 petals of the heart Medusa, or you are swept down the whirlpool and remain under the belt. There is no death unless you refuse to find your reflection through the others. They are showing you who you are. No one gets past the jellyfish diaphragm of Dorian Belt Grey without getting over Daddy and Mummy and see that they are your sun and moon alchemical wedding. So this was all before OMicRON came out. And here is the meter Ouroboros HH88 Milky Way Sun, Moon, North, South, Solar, Lunar, Electron, Proton, Neutron, 3 crosses, modalities. This is how the snake Analemma opens and shuts the umbrella, closes the Medusa, opens and shuts the enormous crocodile Nile Dundee, jour, JD, day, 4 times 4, wheel closing of the gap. So this is an amazing picture of Lars. So Lars and I really work very well together. I've been explaining this in my videos and in my way of just speaking, and the umbrella that opens and shuts, and Lars puts, because Lars understands, and not only does he understand, he completely is able to completely show us. So we've been talking a long time about how the equinox and the solstice become one, and here you see that it's just that point where the Analemma, the sun and the moon's path, and the Milky Way, the north-south node, merge and become one. So this merging is being done here, Orion, they're doing it on this gap here, when it should be done when we have ScorpiO at the head, So they're bringing up their MC Solar at this time. So you can read that. And always look at Lars's pictures, because Lars, you know, nobody else can do this. Nobody else is giving us these pictures. Good Cop, Venus, Copper, RHN, White Pisces, and Bad Cop, RHN, Venus, Copper, Black, Virgo. Aka Vendredi is Venus. This is Black Friday. They're bringing up the dark side of Venus day. Vend is to sell. It's our cells. Red, Vend, red eye. It's the red eye. So the red eye is Antares, where we've got this solar eclipse. It's the evil eye. But if you're able to get through the Medusa, if you're able to be that, you know, to understand all the water signs are the moon stars, Cancer high cardinal, Scorpio fixed, you can get frozen in fear, or you're able to have that flowing, mutable waters of Pisces. You can adapt and you can flow against the wolf. Is back to black, BB22, V22, Catch 22, Friday, Black, Virgo, LOLO, Tintin, Jude Polo, Jack, Cop 26 is the meter Ouroboros closes. So then the front newspapers, that was the 24th of November, and they said the third dose against the fifth wave, when that is your 8 years it takes Venus to do her 5-petaled star and the merging of the 3 crosses, and they put JCB, which is just the JB, Joaz and Bakin, and the Deep Blue Sea. The Deep Blue Sea coming up. So, again, this is the lotus flower, and this is something I'd written the year before. Makes me laugh how hard my chosen snakes, gatekeepers, have tried to freeze me up and dry me out, but it's impossible. There are always ladders and alpine ridges to pause and reflect upon. My heart holds the vortex open, the spin is within. It's on my land here. The Taurus South Node door vortex is in my home. My hearth is complete, and it's a very delicate line of passage, a balance that is found that I keep from toppling or crushing with my unconscious ability to walk in the collective labyrinth, in the dark, alone, that is keeping a gap, and none of the black magic magicians that rule the virtual copy-paste invisible realm that I walk in can catch me. So I remember doing that the year before, and that is that lotus flower that should open on the true MC, which is Isis. It is not Orion. And, you know, they're turning this Taurus into the masculine and bringing it up in the gap of Chiron. So then we have the state of Hawaii that announced 174 crocodiles, Crocodile Dundee, being imported into Australia. So what a load of crap that is. Hawaii, as I've said, is Scorpio. It merges again with Mexico, that eagle that carries the snake. So they say 174 is 12. The wheel goes from 12 to 8 through the 5G gate, 5-petaled heart passageway through. This is like the bears being shown in French newspapers. This is just the unconscious collective. Hawaii 5-0, the hidden hand rises, or you merge your alchemical sun and moon, and you rise your one Fatima. You got to get through the eye of Fatima. This is what's happening now. The hidden hand rises when the Milky Way Crocodile Nile Dundee 4x4 wheel drive closes. 40 years is in reference to Venus's retrograde in Sagittarius. They say over 40 years they'll be implanting these crocodiles or something. In Sagittarius, 40 days, 40 nights from 12/12/21, the bottom of the Deep Blue CCC. They want to bring up Black Friday, Vendredi Venus. It's all symbolic. All social media and news is about telling you what's happening through images. That's all. Here comes Momo, the enormous crocodile Lacoste. So then we had this joke. So Victoria, cocaine. no idea who this person is. So they've caught a whole load of people playing cocaine. At the same time, they blocked my account, Victoria Cotton, Victoria Cross. So that is the water symbol. The Joker's Victoria written on the water symbol, upside down triangle, 1412, Jupiter Joker returns to Aquarius, Aqua water bearer, and we are flipped from 322 to 223. So they show you Victoria Coat, VC, try to stand upright. These people are just clowns. Unconscious people do things unconsciously. That means they can still be unaware of the dark forces that manipulate us to do unconscious acts. I'm not afraid of driving. I'm afraid of the masses that are unconscious. Forgive them, they know not what they do. Walking among those that are blind is a full-time war zone. Something I wrote in 2018. It's very relevant. We're at the peak right now. And that's why ultra-sensitive people doing psychic work for the unconscious collective live as hermits and not in cities. They need the space and time to be whole and one with heaven and earth. So then I was shown on YouTube, just flipped up, a film called Deep Impact, which I went and bought, something I do very rarely to buy films. I was talking about melancholia, Mel and Collier, and I will be showing you something about that. I still haven't seen the film, but I now see much deeper. And so NASA says that there's an asteroid, everything that film was about, you go and watch Deep Impact. And this asteroid is really about this energy of being at the peak of this passage, of this mountain, of this midday MC, bringing up Orion. So last night, the film 1998, Deep Impact, was shown to me. The film is exactly what this is about. 2442 is the, so yeah, they were talking about, you know, it's always about the Jupiter reference. So there was something about, yes, 24,000 and vessel at 24,000 kilometers an hour. That's the speed. So this is old Jupiter, the 24 heures de Le Mans, 24 hours of Le Mans, the circuit, the cercueil. Cercueil is the hidden leg, the last, the 777. You need the last angle. They give us the V22, 22, 22 is 66. You need that last angle to make 88, to be merged whole. So I tried to watch the film but fell asleep. I saw the stars of the bear they show in the film. It's all to do with astrology, the astro world. And the film is about this the fake asteroids flip-flop coming like the film Melancholia that I still haven't seen. They're warming up for the arrival of Jupiter out of North America, Capricorn, into Aquarius, South America, NASA. Jupiter is in the home of Saturn and the empire of the Joker is about to strike back. It's all to activate your unconscious beast within. You are the asteroid. You are the only player in the game. And the day after, or whatever, they bring out this new variant. The seventh seal. Remember, this is the end of that first, I'll show you the seventh seal eclipse, Texas. They should have here, is this it? We've just ended the one side of the, there used to be online, the seventh seal. I've got it in one of my old blogs. And it shows the seventh seal, the 7 passages. So again, Ingmar Bergman, the Swedes, my flesh is afraid, but I am not. And it's just a game of chess. So this article came out, 14 million trees cut down in Scotland. Yep, the Windsor's decapitation was done At Liverpool, we had the killing of outside in the taxi in the maternity hospital. The vagus nerve, 14 pieces of Osiris. So Oz is another word for eos. Eos, I'll show you on here. If I put here, all the area that I'm in was the last Oz. So here is eos, and you see, where's eos? There's eos. So eos is Oz. It's pronounced, it's spelled E-A-U-Z-E, but in French we say Oz. Oz. It's Oz. So if you look around where I am, you know that. I've showed you, this is the 5-pointed star, Enyon. If we put Enyon. Enyon is that 5-pointed star, and in this star we've got Zion. I've shown all this many times. He's got Lupiac here. We've got the M Sabazon, there's Zion here. So this was all that the mutable cross axis. That's why this is the village of 322. The 322. Okay, so that's not the right one. Right, so Liverpool, the vagus nerve, 1 plus 4 is 5. The V posted the 2211, 4 times 2. Evil loop, cop 26, 8-wheel drive. Imagine we are dealing with the underworld, and the X marks the G spot exit is here. Meridian ley line, slaughter from Enyon to Scotland, from the anus to the Aintree, evil loop. It's the turning around of the 5-pointed star. And we were warned. We've got Mars, Arwen, Antares. We've got the phallus, the red and white. We've got the storm. So again, it's just, this is the lamp. This is the Lord of the Rings. This is this is the lighthouse. This is, that was the beginning. So the storm that was brought out they brought out on the 27th, this new variant. So this is what they were warning us. So we were given the story of Goldilocks. But did you know that originally Goldilocks was about a little old lady? It was about the last door out. This is about Capricorn and Pisces. And Pluto will be entering Capricorn. And I just read to you about. So they turned her into Goldilocks. But this is about finding that mature Capricorn. And they gave us the 3 bears. So Silver Locks is the Loch Nessie Moonstar, the deadly mother. The 3 bears, 111, and the last old Mother Hubbard, Goosey Gascony, Moon Goose, Mongoose that kills the cobra spine, Rikki Tikki Tavi, 111, GG77, Dub L07, Aigle. So the egg in eagle in French is the egg. How you pronounce my village is N. AIG is pronounced N. Aigle. So LN becomes NL. Nelly becomes LN. As Pluto enters Capricorn, Egat, the old hag, the wise old woman, rises above the horizon. The hidden egg is born. They want you to kill her, aka Kill Bill. So you kill your own inner hidden Medusa force. They have given this power to Goldilocks, the Dauphin, Prince, Apprentice. The Pluto and Virgo generations should rise now into wise old ladies, but Silver Locks, Medusa, was turned into Lara Croft, the whore of Babylon. Goldilocks merging of Virgo Gemini as one, asexual DNA force, Snape. Medusa carries the head of Perseus now for the flip-flop. It was never Goldilocks, the sun child, solar, little prince, pass, nail clippers, Virgo Gemini, Jack and Jill merged as one gender bender. It was the old lady Pisces, silver lunar moon locks. The story was changed, so the Dauphin, sun, the golden baby, goldilocks, the golden dawn, King Louis, 14 pieces of Osiris could be risen in the unconscious collective. The three bears were never Mummy Moon, Daddy Sun, and Baby Mercury, Akka Sulfur, Salt and Mercury, the 111777, VVV, the three bears, represents the North Star Polaris, the three legs of their passage, always one hidden under the horizon. The unknown, unwanted last leg egg, 90-degree angle, 007. There is always a 1111. The armistice, the middle pillar, is always as above and below. 3 is the triangle, but 4 is the everlasting spin. All for one and one for all means that you gain your fifth, your heads. Left, right, torus field that gives you the 5V, fifth head egg, mind over hairy Harry on all fours, bears Doctor Who. So the fake Goldilocks principle, 12 years after the publication of Southey's Tale, Joseph Kundell, JC, transformed the antagonist from an ugly old woman to a pretty little girl in his treasury of pleasure books for young children. He explained his reasons for doing so in a dedicatory letter to his children dated November 1849, which was inserted at the beginning of the book. So I'll go through that slowly. You can read that. So you've got all the different Goldilocks psychological principles, the effectal principle. You've got in astrobiology all the different meanings. As Stephen, like Goldilocks, the development of intelligent life requires that planetary temperatures be just right. It's all about that middle path. The rare earth, it's the old woman that finds the middle path. The rare earth hypothesis uses the Goldilocks principle in the argument that a planet must be neither too far away from nor too close to a star and galactic center to support life, while either extreme would result in a planet incapable of supporting life. In simple words, it means that the user will have the best possible option as the device is continuously trying to find one that suits most with least difficulties. Such a planet is colloquially called a Goldilocks planet. So you can carry on reading all the different, in the economics, in communication and statistics, and these are the pictures. So there's the little old lady. So I've got all these silver ladies. That's the true Goldilocks, was a little old lady. And there's the bee, the fleur de lis. And there's the deadly mother, which is the mother and the merging of the sun and the moon. They've given us the high priestess of Virgo when it's Capricorn, the deadly mother. And they've given us new 3 bears. There's a picnic at Hanging Rock. The pillars, there's the Dauphin, the Sun King. And this is really, you know, the death of this Pisces energy. She will fade. She's not going to be able to last with the hairy Harrys on all fours. And there is a passage through. So there they show us George. It's the Dragon Slayer. They show us the new force. So George is just MC Orion, this new variant. This is Ophiuchus, the 13th sign. Teddy Bear's Picnic. That's the famous film. La N is N, the North Polaris. And the film came out, and it says here 25 years afterwards. That's the 7. They gave us a white, an Arabian, and a black man. And this is, you know, a very famous French film. And I remember seeing it when it came out. It came out on the 5th of August. The 5 and the 8. The 8 years of Venus, the 5V. So you need the 3 modalities to find your upright 5-pointed star. And N is just Enyon. You pronounce my village with AIG. N, it's the N. L, N. We go from Nelly to LN, LA woman. So you've got that. It's a Kill Bill. You need the 3 and the 5. Nail clippers, I show you every time. The little prints, it's just a play on the nail clippers. 777, the 2 7s, the 2 90-degree angles give us the 777. Got to be that Taurus fields. Beam me up, Scotty. Scotland is upright. And this is very much what they're wanting to bring up. Planet of the Apes. We've covered all that. I covered that in the last video. I've covered this in all the videos. So she holds the true moon key, and we're being led by this MC Orion, which is not the true noon. That's very telling. And there is that very vulgar woman showing the one eye within the silver locks. That is the power. Grey Lady and the Birds. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. Armour. So this is the name of the new French president, Zemmour. So armor, have you got your heart? Have you got your weapons? Have you got your love? Have you got mort is death and amour is love? So the 4 times 4-wheel drive, 8 to 12, that octopus goes from 12 to 8, 8 to 12, and you've got to make it through the 5 gateway. And this is typical of what they're showing. They're bringing up La Marianne. She's on the telephone. She's holding her Sirius dog, and it's a pug. The pirates. Yeah, so they're bringing up Willy Wonka. The WW is just the Milky Way. Got to get that snake right. It's the mirror. This is, can you see through? The narcissist of Libra has to face Scorpio. This is what's happening right now with this 3rd variant. We're at the last leg. You've got to get through the circuit. You've got to get through the circle. Circuit, cercueil in French is the coffin. So just the same wheels within wheels, and there's the NHS number. And again, I was talking about Richard Lionheart here, yeah, because the grave of Richard I was found in March 1199. Richard the Lionheart, you have to be very brave. It's Mother Goose. So in the story of the Jungle Book, you've got the mongoose, the moon goose. So the moon goose kills the snake. You've got to make this true Mother Goose, Capricorn. The moon key, not the noon key. And these are the people of my region. They all wear the berry hat, and we've got all the foie gras here, and the ducks, the Donald Duck, old Macron, old MC Orion, old MacDonald had a farm. So Alchemical wedding again, and the old lady, Nancy, put in the middle, which is actually what it should be, you see. We've got the deadly mother and the sun and the moon. She's showing us. And yeah, this is the energy of the women, but it's all coming to the... So 1199 on this date, 1111 became 1199. Richard the Lionheart, last legs first. So you need the 2 double 90-degree angles. You need the 4 legs. So, yeah. Okay. And we had the day that Omicron came out. I'm all skin and bone, not an ounce of flesh left on me. My spirit overtook my beast, the inner wolf, years ago. It's a dream, and some take it very serious lie. Old OMicRON had an animal farm. People like being fed up and farmed. Cairo, Chiron's last. So this was the day I brought this out before I knew about exactly what I'm writing. It's the MC Orion. So Orion is part of the word of Cairo. This is Chiron's last, and this film, La Vie est Belle, is just beautiful. And in this scene, she hears the beautiful music, and he walks through into the mist, into the fog of Pisces. And it's, you know, you really do have to know how to keep your humor with what we're going through. People who can't take it are just going to lose it. They're going to lose their cool. I started a joke. That video is 3:11 minutes long. So yeah, everyone's just focusing on that, but it's so much deeper. It's so much deeper. And then I still hadn't found out about OMicRON, I think, or I was just finding out. Yeah, I'd just found out about it, and then boom. Basically, it's everything that we have been telling you is happening. Merc Orion, the Joker, and it's only going to get bigger as Mars enters Scorpio, tail of snake in Scorpio, black moon eclipse in Scorpio. Mars then enters Scorpio and Venus retro in Sagittarius. Sun enters the darkest night of Scorpio tomorrow to kill her Isis, the true regeneration of healing powers. Doctor Who moves in her place, taken by Chiron Ophiuchus. Her power has been given to the Joker. This is Ophiuchus, the B13 sign, Coronae Borealis, the crowning of the Joker, Tartuffe, crucified in the gap. In Greek myth, Ophiuchus represents the god of medicine, Asclepius. Asclepius was the son of Apollo and was taught by Chiron, the senator. He learned how to bring people back from the dead, which worried Hades, the bright star of Ophiuchus. To bring people back from the dead, that's what they want. And so he is associated with doctors, healers, physicians, which may have been because of the association between poisons and medicines. Ophiuchus and some of the fixed stars in it were sometimes used by some astrologers in Antiquity as extra-zodiacal indicators, astrologically significant celestial phenomena lying outside of the 12-sign zodiac. The constellation is described in the astrological poem of Marcus Manlius, M.M., as the one that winds in loops. But bending its supple neck, the serpent looks back and returns, and the other's hands slide over the loosened coils. The struggle will last forever, since they wage it on level terms with equal power. So this is your liberty, equality, fraternity. It is not the true truth, Ruth. This is an never-ending waging war that never ends, because Chiron cannot heal himself. Only Scorpio, only Isis has that. So I go a lot more deeply. This unfolds of the flowing robes. That's why they always put Saint Martin and St. George in his robe, and all our heroes, Batman, and they've always got their flowing cape. He renders the forms of snakes inoconous to those born under him. They will receive snakes into the folds of their flowing robes and will exchange kisses with these poisonous monsters and suffer no harm. So that's okay. So, you know, this is the pictures that Lars has done for us. And as I said, I first started to talk about him 3 years ago, and those videos are all in my YouTube. If you go back through all my YouTube, I've been building up to this since 2018, when Venus was retrograde between Libra to Virgo. This really has, and we're at the peak now. So there he is, Orion, Mac Orion. This is the dart. We're at the harvest. He is the Joker. D'Artagnan, Bacchus, Dogville, yeah. He can't heal himself, so Chiron is now in Pisces, finishing his cycle. They discovered him intentionally to create a cycle that would end now in Pisces. And this is where Venus is right now, on NUNKI. It's the dart in the heart of Scorpio. This solar eclipse is right, Antares is known as the heart. This is the lotus flower that opens. All those who get through this bit, we're basically going through the gap right now. So Cairo, they're closing this in now, but it's not Chiron's wheel. It's Saturn's wheel. And this is what you've got to get past. We're going through. You need that critical point between passivity and activity, between materialism. There's no point going up in the love and the light if you can't have your roots. This is that famous video I did in 2015 talking about everything happening now. And I've basically been on the front line ever since, and you have to keep your critical points. The Dauphin. This is the under the diaphragm. This is the frame and the diaphragm. Demons, there are no aliens. It's just those who are unable to find the wisdom of the heavens. It's the Joker. I've been through him. The V. This is, you know, the film cut. Jacob's Ladder, JL, the Joker takes that the right angle. They've got the 5-pointed star. The Green Man. So this is what we're living right now. The split of mankind as Orion rises up to Sagittarius. Venus rules Taurus, and Venus is retrograde, and the head of the snake is in Taurus. This is how they're doing it. St. George, and there is Saint-Saturnin, the name of the main road in my village, who was killed by the Taurus, by the bull. The bullies. They bring up their Venus Botticelli, which is not the true green gateway. 5V, 2 calendar systems. Here's the Green Man. So yeah, I did this post on the 28th of November. And this is the green monster dividing and conquering mankind. You can read that. See, they merge all the cardinal with the mutable, and they crucify the fixed signs in the mutable gap. That's what they're doing. Scorpio should rise, and Scorpio should merge again with Libra. And they've put Libra with La Marianne. This red and black is not the true red and black. It should be Capricorn and Aquarius up here. So this is all your bull cow worship in India. They're bringing up, and we are told the hunting horn HH88. They make it into, it's the hunter, bringing up Orion. It's the Green Man. Opening, we're at full expansion, and now we have to close back into the true Saturn. The new Aeon is fixed. So here come the Eggmen, the alien, the false head. Alien was a monster in your guts. Amit. And back to the beginning. So, no one can make me be a gas. Garce is an anagram for grace, and garce in French means the bitch. Ever. Grace, oh, water, oh. This Oz is just, that's why it's spelt Eos, Oz. The place I showed you was the old Oz. Fades. She looks for shelter far from her father, Jude Pisces, and the garce, earthly pleasures of delight. The cherry is born. Virgo, the Me Too bully, grace won't last. The beach becomes the bitch. Garce is bitch in French. Lucifer and Mr. Tumnus, Virgo, Sagittarius, whore of Babylon and Chiron. Grace, Pisces, has been bullied by the garce all her life. Beauty and the Beast. They hate her grace. Dogville is a film when Grace finally becomes the garce. She returns to her father, now switched to Jude Polo. Sagittarius, the gangster, and Jack and Jill become the child Kai energy and complies to his ways. She sees no other way out. The mermaid sells her voice for legs, but the only exit is the one who does not comply to her father but reaches her true alchemical flame within. If Grace doesn't want to be the garce, she will fade. So interesting. I did that the night before a full-on attack, which I don't even want to talk about because these people are mentally ill and they just are going to have a hard time getting through the Scorpio, that's for sure. So this is the state of garce. So there you've got the bully woman again pulling the guy. It's no longer Grace, it's garce. The Dogville again. And Ophelia, she will fade. Just as Miranda in the film fades, she comes back dressed in red. And at that time, nobody wanted her, nobody accepted her. They didn't want that energy. But they're bringing in, this is Mars in Scorpio, red. It's known as the red star Antares. We've got the eclipse right on Antares as the head of the snake is on Medusa. So if you can imagine what we're about to live, this is the film I've been talking about for years and years. So Perseus Mars steals Andromeda Pisces power. He doesn't save her. He steals the power of Medusa and gives it to Virgo to rise the child bitch. Pre-sexual La Marianne, Lucifer, the Iron Lady. This is to get through that Milky Way passage. It's the V for victory of Pisces, the Vesica Pisces, and here is the garce. And this was the whole meaning of the ritualistic, symbolic death of the true moon goddess in Taurus, so they can bring up Orion now. And that was that famous dream. I've spoken in other videos. I have many dreams of what's about to happen. So I dreamt a few weeks before she died that I was at the Café Alma in Paris and that I sat speaking to Princess Diana, because when I was young then I was obviously very fond of her before I got to the knowing and waking up. But yeah, I had a chat with her in the cafe of Pont d'Alma and I was trying to comfort her, and she was very afraid and she was very worried, and I said, don't worry, my husband's Scorpio too, and I got 2 children the same age as yours, and I was just trying to comfort her. That's the Mary Ryan. So, and these people attacking me ever since the AC, what was he, Armageddon consciousness, they tried to do that ritual with me at the time of this. That was when I woke up to him. So he was copying my videos. He was flirting with me. He was using my name, dedicating my cats, my name in his videos. A lot of people just go over my work in their videos. And it was just before, he was using my energy, pulling me in to be that sacrifice of the moon goddess. As you know, I'm all that Pisces energy, and it didn't work because I saw through what they were doing, just before. So this is the end killing Pisces, and then you saw this is Grace over the end of O. Beach becomes the bitch. And I did a video when COVID just begun about my family, and I explained, but in fact I've now got the book Visions in Verse, and I've read the book of Indian Memories by Henry Cotton, and before him Nathaniel Cotton. So he did this amazing book of poems called Visions in Verse. Again, V for victory, and it's about, and basically as I read the book, I realized that he knew that I would know and I would wake up. So the 9 visions concern slander, pleasure, health, content, happiness, friendship, marriage, life, and death. And in the book, it was written a long, long time ago. He was 1707, that's 777, died in 1788, but he puts this wonderful humor on. So yeah, they're taking us through the 9th door. Again, it's my postcode here, 32290. But as I read the book, I see the hidden messages. And if you find it online and read it, the F is actually the S. So you have to turn the F's into S's to understand it. But I see them now as I see the game. I see how they leave messages to people in the DNA line who will remember. And I also see through. So both of them were denouncing what was happening in their own way. And Henry Cotton too, he went against, he was trying to do good things in India. He went against all the English people. And he was in Parliament, and he left, he denounced. So he does it in a very charming, polite way. He was the one married to my little Irish Mary Ryan in those pictures. And I see it from another view. So all these people picking up and talking about my family, well, I was the one who spoke about my family. I've always been the most transparent and honest in every single way. So, you know, the people pointing fingers that have done absolutely nothing. They have no idea what it is to live on the front line their whole life. And coming back to dreams, you know, when I was 7 years old, I had that premonition dream that put me in a state of fear for most of my childhood. And, you know, I've shown my chart publicly before at the time of Notre Dame, but I have all my planets in the 12th house. I have Aquarius leading the 12th house, and it's Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. I'm a Pisces Sun, conjunct Saturn, and my whole chart is just on the 12th, 6th house, and 5th, 11th. And it's, you know, what I live, I see in my chart, all the people who come, I understand. But it took me a long time to get through the fear of being a complete 12th house person. It's, you know, it takes a lot of courage. And I see who you people are in my musical comedy. So, you know, you really are my Uranus in Virgo, which is, you know, the electric shock of the bitch, opposite my Venus, my heart. So I can use that Uranus and Virgo for the incredible holistic levels I've got to in my life, no matter what I've been going through and had to do. I always kept up a very high level of health. I've had so many attacks. That's what the 12th house is all about. Hidden enemies, prison, sacrifice. So if you don't understand me, you don't read my music. You don't understand where I'm coming from. And that's what my job is, to read people's music and to use my Pisces in the most psychic way with my moon, Venus, and Mercury conjunct in Aquarius, Jupiter on Regulus, and Jupiter rules where my Pisces is, but my sun is conjunct Saturn, which is quite hard. You know, I'm very hard on myself. And my Chiron in Pisces. So coming back to, where's that? So here are the pictures. So there she is, that Mary Ryan, who was used. D'Urberville, Black Swan, White Swan, and this is, I've done the video on her. And Medusa, there she is, being risen just for, she's 7 foot, and she will be up until April. And this is the time period, really, between now and April, that things, so they broke the waves, they broke Pisces. There she is in her wedding dress. And break, and they bring up tiff, bad humor, to get yourself in a tiff. We've got the Black Panther being risen. For the bullying, this happened the day after. Yakin, this guy, wrote something, and then I went and looked it up. The knowledge of the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven has been given to you, but not to them. Whoever has will be given more, and he will have abundance. Whoever does not have, even what he has will be taken away from him. This is why I speak to them in parables. Through seeing, though seeing, they do not see. Though hearing, they do not hear or understand. So, you know, you can't find this wisdom unless it's within you. You can find the heart gateway, but the knowledge of the heavens is given to those who really work hard for it. So this is something, live by the sword, die by the sword. Rare and only those with great inner integrity who can walk the cutting edge between worlds. Only a few have the inner vision to walk in the dark, to wander into the garden at night. Those that hold the compass of compassion for the whole. Teddy carried him off to bed. This is an extract from Rikki Tikki Tavi, the mongoose, the moon goose, the fate moon goose, the snake killer. Only a few have the inner vision to walk in the dark, to wander into the garden at night. Those that hold the compass of compassion for the whole. Teddy carried him off to bed and insisted on Rikki Tikki sleeping under his chin. Rikki Tikki was too well bred to bite or scratch, but as soon as Teddy, that's the North Polaris, the bear, was asleep, he went off for his nightly walk round the house. And in the dark, he ran up against Chachandra, the muskrat, creeping round by the wall. Chachandra is a broken-hearted little beast. He whimpers and cheeps all the night, trying to make up his mind to run into the middle of the room, but he never gets there. So that's the 13th sign. You've got to get through the middle. Don't kill me, said Chicharanda, almost weeping. Rikki Tikki, don't kill me. Do you think a snake killer kills musk rats? Said Rikki Tikki scornfully. Those who kill snakes get killed by snakes, said Chicharanda, more sorrowfully than ever. And how am I to be sure that Nag won't mistake me for you some dark night? So that's basically explaining the fear that many will feel, because if you don't have that inner snake working with your higher mind, that snake is just your backbone, the cobra is the spine that attaches to the brain, and that can only work if you've got heart to mind, and if your heart is not heavier than the feather. Right, so this is the famous video that put me on the front line in 2015. And it's just a 6-minute video, and you know, I have been through so many attempts of my life, black magicians, and you know, you can't affect me, because I know it's just a video game, and I'm all 12th house. I'm not even in this dimension. It's a personal labyrinth. From 2015, before I got past the darkest gatekeepers that I still was under influence at that time, aka those I mention, they are all gatekeepers, and it's all a personal labyrinth. I've said before, it's just a game. You have to get past your own little gatekeepers all the way through. So this is just, you know, you either hold, this is where I live. Beauty is in the eye of the B13 holder. You can always tell who somebody is by their ability to see beauty, because what you see is who you are. This is just little snapshots as I walk around the lake. But you either have the eye or you don't have the eye. You know, when you look at people, I always think of their smile. You know, it's in their eyes. Beauty is something that comes from within. And in the tone of voice. Beauty is something that only the beholder can have. It's an inner world. We're at that break-even point. You know, if your inner world is not as deep, you can only fathom as deep as you can go into the underworld of that deep Pisces. So there's the Pic de Midi right there, right opposite my house. As my dog's recovering, and Punky has been gone now for 24 hours. So I hope he comes back. I hope he's just in another dimension, having a little journey. Right, last post. So Mercury conjunct Sun on Antares, the heart of Scorpio with tail of Milky Way snake. This is why they rise the Willy Wonka tail, tail, tail. In 9 years, Scorpio becomes a closed equinox solstice again. They are prematurely rising Osiris in the place of Isis, Doctor Who, Ophiuchus, the Green Man, imposter, snake charmer. Isis, Scorpio Libra, was one before she fell from a flying eagle to become banished from the garden as a scorpion. She was the eagle that carried the scales of the wisdom. Libra, balance, harmony. Masculine air was her higher wisdom. Scorpio, fixed water, ice, fell, and Libra merged with Virgo, mutable earth, Eve, and became Lucifer. Isis is the medicine woman. She can heal, and Osiris broke into 14 pieces, but could never put himself back to get her again. To get her is you either get her or you don't get her. You don't make Scorpio. You don't make the melting of the heart of the lotus flower. And he remained a golden phallus. That's your Goldilocks. Isis, Scorpio, Osiris, Taurus, and they're bringing up their MC Orion. Milky Way, the Milky Way opens and shuts. Not many find the wisdom again. No matter how many times a scorpion stings, they can never take your inner knowing. Only fallen man gets megabits. Solar black moon eclipse 412, currently Mars in Libra, ruler of Scorpio, where Sun, Mercury, and tail of the sting sit on the heart of Scorpio, Antares. Venus, ruler of Libra, is in Sagittarius, and on the 12-12 will be retro in Ophiuchus, the Joker. Beware the next jab is not the gap through. So that was when I wrote that yesterday. Do you know the story of the scorpion and the frog? You know the frog. This is the story of Judas. This is the betrayal. This is the kiss of Judas. They're all going to come up. These attacks on me were done as true cowards when my Victoria Cotton account was down. And just as this, it's the betrayal. They're weak, weak people. You know the frog agrees to carry the scorpion across the river because the scorpion promises not to sting him. And then the scorpion stings the frog halfway across the river. The drowning frog asks him why he did it. When they'll both drown, and the scorpion says that he's a scorpion and it is his nature to sting. So St. George again. It's the merging of Jack and Jill, of Gemini and Virgo, to get that the new solstice will then merge, and then you can be the true twin peaks, Capricorn and Aquarius. There's the cobra. It's in your head. It's your spine. It's Mexico. Narcissus never got through his own reflection. And there's Mart and the phallus, the hidden leg, the last. She was She was the one who gave him, but this is, it's over. You've got to merge your 14 pieces again. It's the last soldier. You've got the 3 angles. Here, you need the last leg. 777 is just those 3 angles. You need the last leg. It's the frog and the princess. This is what's happening now. It's Europe. There's Altair pretending to be the eagle. The phoenix is not the eagle. There is the true eagle. Find something you cherish and sabotage it. Even if you want to keep it, you mustn't allow yourself even a moment of happiness. Just destroy it. That was funny. Pick Nike at Hanging Rock. So, you know, you need to make this alchemical journey now. You've got the last key. There's Chiron. You can read that. It's the Aleph Tav, the Taurus. Taurus should merge with Aries as Scorpio and Libra merge, and Capricorn and Aquarius, and the Sun and the Moon, Leo and Cancer, and the mutable cross is our duality journey over within. He never wants to, you know, the Little Mermaids, you've got to see the Little Mermaid. Look, you can look, but if you can't see the Little Mermaid, that Little Mermaid is also the Octopussy. That's why they're showing us ink all the time. She holds the energy of the nymph and of the old hag of the sea, and that is what rises when Pluto makes it to Capricorn. We'll go and have a look at that, Pluto. We're at that passage now. Be thankful of the bad things in life, for they opened your eyes to the good things you weren't paying attention to before. Okay. So, yeah, this was this Lars von Trier, I Understand Hitler. If you go and see that, basically his film is about what we're about to live now. Tribe of Dan, Lars, Mars, von Trier. Trier in French is to sort your things out. Trier is the big word used for all the, to sort out your rubbish been going on. They've been pushing that name, Trier. Then said Jesus unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all that they take the sword shall perish with the sword. Never was able to watch the film Melancholia. Weird that YouTube will not let me rent or buy this film. Now I know why. This is what the next months are to bring. This is what the film Mel and Collier is really about. Those of us who know, the asteroid is the Big Bang rung pulled from under our feet, round up. It obviously has nothing to do with race, religion or colour or pandam. It's about the separation of the wheat from the tares. Just ignorance, because unhealed people hate above the belt people, and they turn on anyone that has reached the higher mind. Clean up is coming, and it's not the below the belt gang that make it. It's those of us rounded up and walked away that are the bold, bold win. The next months are the last Christmas. What an empty psychopath is culture vulture, art pirate. They're also, you know, he's done the most important films of everything astrological happening. His Breaking the Waves film is really the killing of Pisces. That's what Pisces is like, almost autistic, mentally handicapped in her ability to keep giving. And, you know, she's also the monster. She's the monster because the sea can be that calm, and it can also be the highest tides. And this is what they're bringing up, this journey of Pluto. We're going to go and have a look to finish. They laugh at us because they know all film is predicative programming, telling us what to come. Nay laced while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. So again, I show this to you all the time. Chiron's last, the last leg. This is just an image of the Milky Way now being closed prematurely. We've got the blue using the energy of the water, the negative energy over the red positive magnetic, and they've actually got 18, half of the 360 wheel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, the division. So now she very well explains what I've just done in an hour and a half in 20 minutes. Yeah, a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. Very good message. True Love brought out a video. So she's got all the green in there, and she's got also the Mind the Gap from my last video. And she puts in a brilliant video, very short, with brilliant editing. But this is, you know, this is the fake Venus. This is masculine Libra. This is not the true Taurus moon goddess, is Orion they're bringing up now. This is the fake green passage for the public. Those of us who've already made it through, we've already made it through. We've already opened our third eye. We've already popped. But they want to artificially pop people right now. So let's go and have a look at the dates of, everyone would have seen that. Very much like the video I've covered a lot. What's it called again? Ceres or it's just the artificial intelligence. Everything I said in that short. There's OMicRON, Fleur de Lis. So that thing I wrote, so we get the dates to go and see Pluto here, 1814 to 1870. So we've had the 3 retrogrades from 2018, Virgo, Taurus, and now in Sagittarius. And Pluto, let's go and have a look. Let's find Pluto. There's Pluto, so 18. That's the dates I gave from 1814. So here he is right on the line, and here he is going under that iceberg for all those years. Going through Cetus, Moby Dick, which is incredible, 56 years. So that energy of Pluto, he's been carrying this beast all the way around the wheel. And he was in Virgo for the 1968 to 1986. And now when he enters Capricorn, she is half fish. And this is when we find out those who have the truth or those who are ruthless, truthless. And this is why Pluto is so important right now, finishing in Sagittarius, and he will be conjunct with Venus, as I showed you in the beginning. For this journey that we are about to go through, we've got this black moon coming right up on Antares. There it is. With Mercury. I mean, wowee. So this is that. This is the Sun King using the power of the moon goddess. And Pluto and Venus, the ruler of Libra, where Mars is, and Mars in detriment in Libra, the ruler of here. And then they make this journey together next to Pluto, Venus conjunct. Let's watch. So as Venus is right conjunct with Pluto, she begins her journey. And then we've got another black moon on Sagittarius that will carry that energy for the next month. And Venus will finish her retrograde on NUNKI, right on NUNKI, where the bringing out of this third variant, NUNKI, right there, and VEGA. So we're right in it, darlings, and as always, it's this information is your power, and that's why I give it to you, because by exposing it, we break it, and that's why I'm here, and that's what I'm doing, and I do that through love, and I'm immensely grateful to Lavette's knowledge and to Lars. Those are the two people for me that I would be nothing without them. And, you know, we do this because we love humanity. Okay, my darlings, over and out for now. I'll be back because we've got, you know, we're right in it. So we'll be going through. Hopefully Lars will join me next time. All my love to you. Bye.